about it. Okay, now, well, this is the data, but this is already a Jurassic type, 2015 pa. It's not been updated anyway. Now, we go to some issue. Now, one of the issues that are being raised, even in the social media or any professional organizations like the IDP, etc., is that there is a slow pace of judicial adjudication. Slow pace. Matagal. Mabagal. Now, what would be the reasons for that? One of the reasons would be the court itself. For example, just like now, I am supposed to go and trial today. I am supposed to conduct hearing today, where one of the accused will testify so that his case will be terminated and then I will decide it. But I am here now. Or when the judge is on forfeitable leave, or when the judge was sick. Can you compel a judge to attend trial when she or he is sick? Can you? That is a violation of our constitutional right. We also have a right. We also have a right to sleep. Remember, we are a human being too. Do not forget that. Another reasons would be policemen are absent during the hearing. Cases are reset because the policemen are not present. They fail to appear. It is alright if the reason for the non-appearance is justifiable. But when the reason is not justifiable, or the policeman would just say, kalimot ko, judge, kalimot ko, ma'am. That's not reasonable. That's not reasonable. And people know in the policeman service, the law enforcement know that I am the finest court in Davao City. You go to my court late, I will impose a fine. You go to my court without wearing your uniform, I will impose a fine. When your cell phone rings inside my courtroom, I will impose a fine. When you will not remove your ball cap inside my courtroom, I will also impose a fine. When you will wear something very mini skirt, mini, or short, I will also impose a fine. That's why we are the finest court. Okay, now, we also have prosecutors who are overburdened. Prosecutors, they are the one who are prosecutors are the one responsible in trying the case. Alright, they are burdened. Many cases are being handled by the prosecutors. And then we also have the problem of lawyers. Lawyers who are not ready to appear in court. And so I ask every lawyer in my court that every time you will appear in my court, you should be ready, because I am always ready. So, if you are not ready, I will shame you. Your client will not pay your appearance fee if you are not ready. Shame on you. You are paid by your client to be ready, and you are not ready. Shame on you, right? We also have unwilling witnesses. It's also one of the reasons why cases are delayed. Because we keep on, prosecution would keep on asking for a postponement because the witnesses are not willing to testify anymore, etc., etc. And then we have the slow postal system, because we cannot still avail of the LBC, one day padala, we do not have that. The court has no funds for that. Sayang din naman yung sweldo ko. Kuha ko para pag-LBC. Kasi dusorte. Then we have also the volume of cases filed. Now, I was asked in the Judicial and Bar Council when I was interviewed, how is it, what did you do? And how many cases did you dispose of in a month? That my docket is too large, big, task, high. And I explained to them that even if I will dispose 45 cases in a month, if there are 80 cases that are filed in my court, with Wonder Woman. I am not Superwoman. For the cases to be decided is too high for a court, but we're doing that. Now, what are the court's intervention to decongest jails? So we have judicial reforms. We have justice on wheels. I do not know if you have seen this, yung mga buses, the buses by Justice on Wheels. We do that once every 2 years. Effective? Yes, I think so. It's effective. We also have the judicial affidavit rule. This is a rule that would reduce the time of presenting witnesses in court, thus saving the time of the court. Next, we also have e-courts. E-courts. Davao City is one of the pilot courts in the entire Philippines. You just simply tap there, the kiosk. You will be able to know what are those cases and where are these cases being filed and what are the status of these cases. All right. Now, another. We have also Justicial. This is a court decongestion program. My court is a pilot court for this, Judicial. So I have decongestion officers who are assigned by the Supreme Court to assist me. And then we have e-subpoena. Under the e-subpoena, our subpoena will no longer be coursed through the postal. Our subpoena will be coursed through the internet. And if the policeman will not appear, despite the central office of the PNP having received it, they will be charged administratively. Okay. Now, this is Administrative Matter number 12, that's 11, that's 2, that's SC, promulgated in March 18, 2014, allowing us to serve subpoena through e-subpoena, through email or mobile phones. Alright. Other court's intervention, we also have plea bargaining. Plea bargaining is the tune now of the court among lawyers. Plea bargaining. Plea bargaining is a procedural process whereby the accused is allowed to plea bargain to a lesser offense. For example, you are charged for the crime of murder and you would like to enter into plea bargaining with the prosecution. The charge is for murder, you can enter plea bargaining with for the crime of homicide. What is the effect? The penalty is lesser and the case is decided very fast. That's the essence of plea bargaining. Okay. Now, however, based on my experience as a trial court judge for more than 11 years now, those whom I acquitted have the tendency to come back. That's why I crush yung kay nag-crush yung kay kanako ba? Kaya balik mapagkaroon na rin. Ha? Kaya balik perhaps you missed the BGMP hotel because you committed another crime. You want to get back there in BGMP. Ano ba? So, well, in drugs cases, we do not apply recidivism because the principle of recidivism can only be applied if you committed crimes under the revised penal code. Like, you committed the crime of homicide, then you release, and then you committed another crime of homicide, and so on and so forth. That's what we call recidivism. And that's one of the problems that I have seen in my experience as a trial court judge. Now, sino ba ang recidivist? He is one who at the time of his trial for one crime should have been previously convicted by final judgment of another crime in the same time. It's like what I have said. If he is charged with homicide, convicted, and then he again committed another crime of homicide. Now, what are the causes of recidivism? Based again on my experience, these are the causes of recidivism. Lack of education, economic condition on the part of the accused. Then we have a stigma of a convicted felon. Why is that so? You know, the stigma of a convicted felon is already institutionalized in our society. If you are a convicted felon, the attitude of the society towards you is different. Even if your case was dismissed, or even if you're acquitted of the crime charge, once you have been known to have come from the BGMP, the stigma of being, You have the tendency to commit a crime. You have the propensity to commit a crime. You cannot be trusted. Perhaps the society needs some education also because of that. But for me, personally, in my experience, lack of education is the most common. Just hope that CEPP will continue its work towards this. Because I believe, based on the research that I made, in the US alone, while incarceration, they have obtained education, and when they get out from jail, they have become empowered. I hope those people who were enrolled in the CPP now will be empowered after they have made a re-entry to the society. And Dr. Maisel, thank you so much for investing your time and of course your money, and for the USEC to have this kind of activity. And I hope this will not be the end. This will only be the beginning. I'm hoping that more and more people will get involved. Dr. General, thank you for partnering with CEPP, SETP, to have this kind of activity. I hope more and more judges, and I have to inform the other judges about this. They do not know about that building of yours there inside the jail. They do not know about that. In fact, one judge who's using it does not know that it came from that organization. So I have to inform them. All right. I will end my discussion here, and thank you so much for listening.
Inside her classroom. Alright, so we'll have a 10-minute allotment for any questions from the floor. Are you afraid to ask or to interrogate Judge ADLAWAN? This is your turn, because as what she has said, she gives the verdict. So now, let's ask questions. Do you have any questions about that? About the judiciary system, which is actually, she has presented really the reality. About recidivism, about incarceration. Anything that you would like to know, our participants? Yes, Dr. Baz. Wow, what? Yes, Dr. Baz, question, please. Could you please give the microphone? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that spirited presentation. I just have a question, if you could talk a little bit about bail policy. Who sets bail? How is it determined? And what some of the conversations is. In the U.S., there's a lot of conversation now, a lot of movement on bail reform because of many of the issues that you described and the clogged system. And the illogic of using money as a way to set bail. Money, somebody's ability to pay does not correlate to that person's threat to safety in the community. So I wonder if you can speak on
Alright. Bail, when a person is arrested, there are two things that may happen to him. We ask first, what kind of crime did he commit, or was he charged of? Did he commit a simple crime like homicide? Or did he commit a crime of murder? Now, if he commit a simple crime like homicide, bail is a matter of right then. He can file or he can post a bail. And bail can be of different kinds. We have cash ban, we have property ban, we also have surety ban. The most common of which is cash ban and the surety ban. My court does not accept property ban if it is outside of Davao City. Because I have an experience before that someone posted a property ban somewhere there. Somewhere there. And it is composed, the title says it's 20 hectares, but it's a marshland. And when we verified it, it doesn't exist. It does not exist at all. So it's a fraudulent title. So if the accused posted that kind of ban, we immediately release them. Okay. Now, when the accused is charged some crime of murder, which is a heinous crime, or charge of drugs, Section 5, heinous crime, the penalty there is life imprisonment. You cannot post a bail. You cannot post a bail even if you have money to do it. Why? Because what you committed is a heinous crime, the penalty is higher, life imprisonment to death. So what do? What you do is